Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Ashley Woyak at Forward Natural Medicine. Today we're going to be going over the third cause for your thyroid dysfunction. I can guarantee your medical doctor is not going into this. They're literally looking at your symptoms, your lab values, and they're giving you a medication. But I can tell you that most of my patients come in, they've done that route, they're taking the medication and they still have symptoms. They feel like crap, they're gaining weight, hair's falling out. You know all those symptoms because you probably still have them. Their doctor is not figuring out why this is going on. Here at our clinic, because we do functional medicine, functional neurology, we get to the bottom, the root cause of your issues, we're going to be looking at this. So today we're talking about cortisol and why if you have high cortisol, it will literally shut down your thyroid function. Cortisol is a very important hormone. It comes mainly from our adrenal gland, but if we have too much of this, high cortisol from our adrenal, whether it be stress, and we'll get into reasons for that, it's going to shut this down. So how does it do that? There's three main ways. Thyroid starts in our brain, and it releases in the hypothalamus pituitary gland. Your pituitary releases TSH to go to your thyroid to make T4, T3, and those hormones. So the first way it can affect this pathway is it can decrease your pituitary output of TSH. So that's why some of you are having low TSH. It's literally shutting this down. The second reason, I'll go into here, when our thyroid makes T4 and T3, it makes mostly T4 actually, about 93%, and less of T3, about 7%. But a lot of people don't know is T4 is mostly inactive. Our body doesn't use it really, whereas T3 is what's really active, and that's what all of our cells need. So to get more active T3, what T4 and T3 do is they go on thyroid binding globulin, and they go to several areas in our body, mostly liver, but also the gut and the kidneys, and there T4 gets converted to T3. That's how it gets activated. But what happens when we have a lot of cortisol, this T4 to T3, the enzyme right there that does the converting, it gets downregulated, decreased significantly, so we aren't able to get that active T3, and that's why you're having symptoms. And lastly, another big reason why high cortisol will decrease thyroid function is actually at the cell level. So even if you have enough active T3, what can happen, so all of your values will actually be normal, but you'll still be having symptoms. T3, that active T3 is not able to get into your DNA and stimulate it to replicate, make more proteins and ATP, like energy for what you actually need. So that's a big component there. That's called thyroid resistance. So how can we have high cortisol? Why are our adrenals making so much? There's definitely a couple reasons that we look into that could be your root cause. A big one is infections or food sensitivities, anemia. There's multiple different types of anemia that we look at. Dysglycemia, so what's your blood sugar like? And stress, both emotional and physical. So you guys, that's our third video on why you might be having thyroid symptoms even though you're on a medication and you're seeing your medical doctor. All right, thank you. I'm Dr. Ashley Woyak.